Our next story is about Iran. Their new president, Masoud Pezeshkian, recently held his first press conference. He spoke for over 2 hours and addressed a host of issues like Iran's economy, the future of Tehran's relations with the West, and fostering better relations with existing partners like China and Russia. But Iran doesn't just want to rely on its old friends. Pezeshkian has a grand plan. He wants Iran to strengthen ties with the whole Muslim world. He spoke about a grand Islamic union of nations, something like the European Union, where member states would forego borders, enabling the free movement of Muslim people. It's quite the utopian idea, but it's in stark contrast to his actions, really, and the current policies that he's pursuing. You see, as Pezeshkian preaches open borders, his country is shoring up its own boundary, the eastern border that it shares with Afghanistan. We recently told you how Iran is looking to build a wall along its border with Afghanistan. Apparently, the Taliban there are on board with this plan too, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, because they have more that they've planned. Not only is Tehran building a wall, it is also cracking down on migrants who are already inside Iran. Tehran plans to deport about 2 million refugees, 2 million Afghan refugees. They are fellow Muslim people, the same people that Pezeshkian apparently wants to open borders for. So what explains these clearly divergent actions? First, let's look at the situation in Iran. The country neighbors Afghanistan. They share a 900-kilometer long border. Afghanistan has been in turmoil for decades. It has been the site of one war or another since the late 1970s. And the latest was the US occupation and their fight against the Taliban. The Taliban won, as things turned out, and the Americans withdrew in 2021. But they left a trail of devastation in their wake, and the Taliban have taken over, imposing strict theocratic governance on the Afghan people. Now, considering all of this, it's no wonder that the Afghan people are leaving in droves. They've been fleeing the country for decades, and they often just go across the border to Iran. Iran officially hosts about 4 million Afghan refugees. Unofficially, that number may be as high as 10 million. Iran's total population is about 90 million. So Afghan refugees could make up as much as 11% of their population. Such numbers are hard to sustain, especially when your own country is in dire straits. Iran has been subjected to years of Western sanctions. All its core industries are distressed. President Pezeshkian said that all major sectors face a crisis, and Iran was, and I'm quoting, Iran was headed towards a collapse if conditions did not change. That's what he said. This is the present situation. Iran is struggling. So it has decided to prioritize its own citizens. It is rounding up all the undocumented Afghans it can find and shipping them back across the border to lessen the burden on its own economy. And deportations may be the kindest thing it is doing. Inflation is hurting Iranians. The price of bread is surging there. So Tehran has decided to ban bread sales to Afghan migrants. This sign was put up in a border province. It roughly translates to the sale of bread to foreigners is prohibited. Foreigners here means Afghan refugees. Iran can no longer afford to sell bread to Afghan migrants. That's how bad things are. So the deportations are a quick fix. Tehran hopes that this will relieve some pressure. They don't care if it completely contradicts Pezeshkian's grand plan, because the president's words are just that, words, empty rhetoric. They may sound good to some, but they won't fix Iran's real problems. Deporting Afghans may be more effective. It may actually relieve some pressure. But that too is not a long-term solution. The only real solution is an end to sanctions, perhaps a normalization of Iran's ties with the rest of the world. But considering the current global situation, that's just a pipe dream.